What up, you guys? It's your girl, Sevyn Streeter, and you're checking out my boo, my baby, my dude, David Duane.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning back into On Air with your one and only rock star, my David Duane, in the place to be, My Fierce Wings Radio. Yes, 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 we are back, and right here and right now, we've got one of our great friends, R&B and soul recording artist, actually also a Grammy Award-winning songwriter. Sevyn Streeter is back with us. Now, if you all don't know, Sevyn just dropped her amazing album on her birthday, the debut album, Girl Disrupted, and guess what? She's here to talk about it. What's going on, Sevyn?
Hey, boo. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I am good. You got to forgive me. My voice is like a little shot. I've been, it's been leaving me a little bit, but my spirit is happy and I'm happy, but I'm really, really good. I'm happy to be talking to you.
Absolutely. And I'm glad to be talking to you too, because we've talked throughout the month, and I've got to say, congratulations on Girl Disrupted, being out. Like, I'm glad you took your time, because this album is really like, whoa, like I can't stop listening to it. It's amazing.
Thank you so much. Like, that's all I cared about, is that we had a product that you guys like. You know what I mean? Like, you can get caught up in everything else, but for me, it always just comes down to whether or not y'all want to listen to it from top to bottom or not. So I'm really glad that you guys love it.
And let's talk about, let's kind of go through the track listing a little bit. Living, you were very vocal with that record, discussing the subject of, you going through depression. Let's talk about that and, that year and a half of being in that space, because I know me telling you, I've been in that space, too, so I can relate how dark and lonely that can be. What was that, space like for you?
It was a very unfamiliar, because I've never been there before. I feel like you learn just how strong you are in moments like that, and you learn the power of God and the power of family and the power of really good friends. And it was a really rough thing to deal with at the time. But looking back on it, it was a very pivotal moment in my life, and it was I hate to say that anything painful is necessary, but that moment was, I won't say it was necessary, but it was definitely life-changing.
I can imagine you had a lot else going on, too. Like, you had just lost your grandfather, your friend, a childhood friend of yours has passed, then finding out about your sister not being your biological, y'all not having the same biological dad. Yeah. Like, you were really going through a lot during that time.
Yeah, and dealing with, career things and different friendships and relationships within my career life. Just kind of changing, and, lost a couple, and, it was just a lot. It was a whole lot. And then also at the same time trying to make sure that I complete this album and make sure that it was a great album for you guys, and make sure that, trying to get it perfect to get that out to you guys. So it was just all those different dynamics that, they were all triggers for sure.
I gotta say that I can also relate to the single present situation. Like, like I was telling you before we got on the line and started the interview. That really took me to that that relationship that I was telling you about briefly that I was last in. What state of mind were you in with that record? Because I can connect with it, and I feel like I see a lot of people tweeting about this record a lot.
Man, I don't know what it is. It's just I think that ultimately the song is talking about being a great. And that is very common within, dating relationships, especially this day and age. Like, it's very common to, these days I feel like more people are in situationships than they are in relationships. So, that's what the song speaks on, the present situation. It's that in between, that gray area where you just, that you're into somebody, but you're not quite sure about what it is, but you don't want to let it go, but you probably need to let it go, and you just stuck. And this is just your present situation. So I think that's why people relate to it so much, because it's a constant tug of war is what it's talking about,
Especially
and it was written by The Dream. It was such a great record. Whenever a great record comes in, I don't care if I don't write it. Like, The Dream is one of my writing idols, and he wrote that record. Him and Tricky produced it, and it was just great from the moment that I heard it, and I loved it.
Absolutely. And we even collaborated with him with D4L. Just that, being able to work with him on this album, like, what was that experience like? 'Cause a lot of people don't get to work with, like, The Dream. You're writing yourself, and I know there are tons of people that were like, I got to get a record with Sevyn. What was it like being able to work with somebody like him?
Amazing. First of all, he is hilarious. Like, he is hilarious. We just clown, me, him, and Tricky, like, they're just funny and they're fun to be around. And, aside from them, being, us having a good time, just to watch them work. Like, Tricky has a very specific way that he likes to vocal produce, which I was not used to that. So we had our own little tug of war in the beginning, which was really funny. And he was like, just trust me. I'm like, all right. So I did it the way that he did it, and I'm glad because he was right. And then Dream is, I've never seen somebody write such amazing records in such a short amount of time in my entire life. He, I watched him write records in just 10 minutes or less. They just spew from him, and they're just so talented.
And I got to tell you, my personal favorite that I absolutely love, and you just dropped the video for us, Anything You Want, with Wiz, Jeremiah, and Pop. Like, whoa. And then flipping the SWV Coco flip on there, too.
Yeah.
That record is so, oh, my God, gives me chills. Just tell them about that record. It's a fun record. The video's fun. Amazing concept.
Man, thank you so much. Anything You Want, it was birthed from, honestly, just being around, good creative people. Like, the record was produced by Young Bird, and just being, in the session with him and his whole team, everybody over there, like, it's a fun environment. That record came up and I loved it, and he was like, no, this is the one, like, this is the one. I'm like, yeah, that's one of the ones. And so once we cut it, Ty was there, I think Ty was there the day before I cut it. And, in true Bird fashion and me also, me hyping things up. So, you gonna be on the record? Bird, like, gonna be on the record? So Ty was like, yeah, I'll get on it. So Ty got on it. And then a few days later, Bird hit me. He was like, wait till you hear the record now. And when he played it for me, he had Wiz and Jeremiah on the record. And so it just turned into this whole movie. And I wanted the concept for the video to be fun. Like, I wanted it to be fun. And I remember I was talking to my stylist, Deontay, one day, and he was talking about Project X, and I always do a video that felt like Project X. So I was watching the trailer to it, and I just loved how the trailer for the movie started out, just with the boy, like, in a confessional, talking about how the night went. I just love the vibe of it, and I just wanted it to feel fun. And on top of that, I didn't get a chance to go to college, so I was kind of able to, like, live out my college frat party fantasies to this video. Like, it was just fun. I just wanted people to have a good time,
Definitely. And I wanted to even say, with this record, it seems like a lot of fans love it just for, like, the fact that it's really something that was organic. And it's just like with y'all, when you're seeing with Jeremiah and then Wiz and then Ty just being in there, it's just like everybody loves records. And the feedback has been great. How have you been feeling about, particularly this record and the feedback?
Man, I'm just glad people like it. I'm glad that that we were, anytime we can, like, pay homage to, like, our greats, but also keep it, very present and today, like, that's always a winner in my books, to be able to, pay homage to Coco and SWV because I love them, and they're like the foundation of what, R&B music is. They're part of it. And then, on the flip side of it, we got some of the hottest features on this record. I'm such a huge fan of Ty, Wiz, and Jay. So to have them on there and to have their fan base love the record, it just, it was a win-win across the board.
And we also got to talk about the fashion. Because your fashion, like, with Deontay, like, he's been going off. Shout out to Deontay, your stylist. Y'all have been really doing a lot of different, like different pieces. And I'm just been like, yo, Sevyn is on it with the fashion. I'm just like, it's killer. Just, where are y'all mind states when it comes to, like, the outfits now? Because this just seems really like, whoa.
We're just in a place where we just don't give a fuck. And we just want to have fun, and we just want to feel good and sexy and cool and relatable, but push the envelope a little bit. And just, there's so many different sides of me that I haven't always been able to, like, show and share. And I think that we're finally in a place where, if I wake up today and I want to wear a trash bag, he's so amazing that he's going to find a way to make that trash bag look bomb. You know what I mean? Like, he listens to me, and vice versa, I listen to him. And I think that that is where, my motto is, and I say this every time I work with a new makeup artist or a new hairstylist or a new person that's coming into my world, to my team.
Right.
I don't live, there's nothing that can't be, solved or figured out or executed when there's talent and communication. And I think that that's the key to being successful is, having talented people around you whose expertise you trust, and then just communicating with each other and everybody, saying what we like and what we don't like. Go from there.
And that's important. And I'm glad you touched on that message because, for any upcoming artists, they need to know that, or just artists or anybody that's trying to chase their dreams, with communication and the talent being there, you can win. And I feel like a lot of people don't realize that. I feel like, there's people always falling off. No, I was just saying, just like within this business, like people always fall off with, the communication, lose sidetrack of what the bigger picture is supposed to be.
Yeah, it's very, very possible. But I just think that, listen, as long as we can talk things out, talk through things, like that's half the battle thing. I think everything else is easy from that point on. So number one thing for me is just communication, period.
Sevyn, I got to tell you about this record that I love, like absolute most. I think I've texted you about it. You've probably seen me Instagram about it. But that peace sign, like and I said, and I talked to Eric too, and I was like, are a fool for peace sign. Like, why did y'all do that? Why did y'all have to do that? Like, that record is amazing.
Peace sign is just, we needed a peace sign. On every episode, we've had a little sexy little, every little project we had a sexy little number. And this one was no different. So I always say this was like, the sibling to Sex on the Ceiling. We had to continue because you're always going to get at least one from me. It's very necessary because, I think that it's important to like express yourself sexually too. I think that's, very, very important. And, peace sign, I always like to find cool, different, play on words to, just describe anything sexy. And I think, we had Sex on the Ceiling on the first one, and this one is peace sign, and who knows where we're going to go from there. But, it's just a vibe. And then Dave came in and he literally he killed his verse, and he did it in 2 seconds. Like literally, he came in from New York. He was coming to LA, and he was what's the word? He just came in and he heard the record, loved the record, and went in and cut his verse, and the rest is history. And I'm glad that y'all like it though. It's getting a lot of good reception. I'm glad. So with the good reception to the record, do you think you'll probably be shooting a video for this one? I've always wanted to. I'm pretty sure we're definitely gonna get to it. Definitely gonna get to it. Because I have a really dope concept in my mind about how I want to do it. So I'm like, and let's even touch on the fact of, I know we talked about this in January, but I would definitely want to touch on it, on the fact of you doing it, because a lot of artists, they just put out projects and they're not consistent about, okay, the singles and the videos. With you going into the album and it being out, what made it so important to just continue to keep that consistency? It was just my way of something, because I knew that they weren't going to have the album for a minute. Because every video has been, it's been showing every different side of you, just like with the fashion, which you've been doing as well. So I've just been like, this is great, and it makes sense. Thank you. I'm glad that, I'm just glad that people get into it. I'm glad that they like it. That's everything. It's just everything. I know I keep saying it, but literally, we, like, artists would be nothing if you guys did not like the music or like the videos or like the way we put it out. So I'm just so appreciative. No doubt. And I've got to also say congratulations on It Won't Stop, it being platinum, and then before I do, just like burning up the radio and Billboard. That's amazing. Thank you. It's super exciting. I know that the label and the team, everybody feels really, really good and confident about before I do, and I do too. And I'm excited that we're top 10 at Urban AC, and we get calls every day about mainstream radio playing the record, so it's gonna be going there next. I'm excited and super appreciative for everybody who listens to Urban AC, because it gives the record such a great platform and a great foundation. And then, and it's giving it wings to go wherever else we want it to go. So that's really, really, really exciting. Absolutely. Because I have a lot of friends, I have a friend that lives in South Carolina, and then my friend's parents who came to the show with me in January, she says, he's like, I hear before I do, and my love for you on the radio all the time. I'm like, yo, that's dope. That's amazing. And people always think, like, yo, what other songs that she got out? I'm like, buy the album, girl. Disrupt it. Yes. Thank you. Listen, you've always been super supportive, and that has never gone unnoticed. So thank you so much for that. And I'm glad to hear that people are, like, connecting. Like, that was the sole purpose of this album. You know, normally people always ask me, do you have a concept for the album? I'm like, no, I never really have concepts, and I think that'll change. I think one day, you know, I'll have like right now I have an idea in my mind about exactly how I want to do my next album. Like already, like I know exactly where I want to pull from, how I want it to feel. You know, I have that in mind. But thus far, I've just been head bent on creating according to how I feel that day. And I never know how the projects are going to end up. Like,
right.
I just look up at the end of it all, and we have a body of work that actually makes sense together because it all came from the same person, you know, and so, you know, I'm glad that people find ways to connect to it in that way. You know what I mean? I'm glad that they connect to it. That's important.
Absolutely. And you've even started, you know, doing shows with these new records, and the choreography is amazing. We got to talk about that real quick.
No, thank you.
What's it been like, you know, being able to perform the new music and see the reaction from, you know, the fans that have heard the music or even fans that have not heard the music yet?
Oh, my God, it feels so good. My favorite song to perform right now is Living. It literally feels amazing. Like, even for first-time listeners, you know, I was a little concerned because, you know, people don't know the songs. You know, they can't really get into the performances. But for first-time listeners, like, Living is just such a powerful song in terms of what it's
right.
They just, they kind of just, their hearts connect to it. And then as soon as I get home, like I haven't posted that one yet. I got to post it, by the way. But the choreo as soon as I get home is like so, it's just so much fun, so old school, but just really, really cool. So that's a lot of fun. When people get into that, it's just been nice to perform all of new songs.
That's what's up. So the tour is coming this fall, right?
Yeah, probably either this fall or probably like September at the latest, like somewhere in there. But we'll definitely be on tour towards the latter part of this year for sure.
Are you with this tour? Are you going to try to hit some other cities that you've not hit? Are you going?
Definitely am. Like definitely am. Like for sure, I haven't been able to even to go to my home state to Florida a lot. Like I haven't been to Orlando yet. Tampa, so I'm really looking forward to going.
Sevyn, I just want to say thank you so much for, coming on the show. Definitely.
Thank you.
Anytime. Everybody get the album Girl Disrupted right now. It's available online. Let me say it again. It's available online. So when you're listening, go to iTunes, Spotify, everywhere. I buy 2 copies. I definitely brought 2. It's an album that you can connect to, cry, dance, and just, really feel emotion. Sevyn put her all into this, and I had to say all that, Sevyn, because they really need to know, like, this is a reality record. Like, this is a project that they need that.
No, thank you so much, David. Like, so much. Like, it really does. Like, it means more than you'll ever know. Like, that you've been supportive for so long, and you go so hard. So thank you, and, like, thank all of your listeners and your followers. Like, I super duper appreciate it.
You're always welcome. And anything from my end, I got you. Even, as a friend and as a person, I'm always here for you. So just always know that.
I appreciate it. Same here, and I love you, and you be good.
Love you too, sir. Let everybody know who the people that might not be following you. Just let them know where they can follow you on social media too.
Make sure you guys hit me up. Just at Sevyn. It's SEVYN on both Twitter and Instagram. And my Snapchat is Sevyn. It's SEVYN, the number 7, and then Streeter. So make sure you guys hit me up. What up, you guys? It's your girl, Sevyn Streeter, and you're checking out my boo, my baby, my dude, David Duane.